So Helen,
Mm-hmm.
how old are you now?
I'm 67.
Oh, you just a kid.
He's just a
There's the way home.
baby.
Can I put this on here?
You can't use it.
You want a coaster? Oh, yeah.
We're right there.
Anyway, 67, just a
67,
kid.
I'm just a kid.
He's a child.
Yeah,
Huh?
a sprout.
Better than us.
I think of it as 2/3 of the way
You
home.
sit here, Raj,
All right.
and you can put your little drink right there.
Oh,
Don't forget your
oh,
drink.
yeah.
Drinks. The drink's delicious.
And
Well,
it's
we'll wait a few minutes for them to come, huh?
Yeah, because Alan's gonna start at 3,
Yeah,
so we thought we'd just kind of hang out and chat. And
yeah. That's awesome. Thanks, Marcia.
This is cool. Thank you.
Well, the deal with Todd, now it looks like his truck's there.
I think they're there. I heard them
Okay.
doing something earlier.
Because he was saying he might be late today because
Oh.
because he had labs. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
I was so used to him not having to work. I didn't even check with him when I scheduled all this stuff.
Yeah.
So, but it
hey,
looks like,
that stupid virus is going nuts.
in it.
Jeez. I don't know, what the heck, huh?
Well, people are not being
Careful enough.
very sensible about it.
Did you guys have any trick-or-treaters here?
No, we turned off all the lights in the front of the
So,
house.
we have
Didn't have
one,
a one.
but, and I think I told Marcia that usually, you haven't been here for Halloween yet, have
Yeah,
you?
we had last year.
Oh, okay, because usually there's quite a bit.
Yeah. I saw on the HOA Facebook page, there's one house apparently that just goes all out every year and said, well, we only had about 300 visitors this year. Usually we have about 800.
This year?
Yeah.
Here? in this
Here,
area?
over off.
Well, the first couple of years that we lived here,
Mhm.
I mean, it was we probably didn't have 800 people. I mean, I had like $100 worth of candy. People were coming in from like other areas with these busloads of kids.
Mhm.
The last couple of years, it hasn't been quite that bad for us, but
When we moved
it's
in,
a popular place for trick or treating.
we moved in here, it was Halloween night in 2003. That's when I witnessed it.
Yep. Halloween night, yep. Hey, this looks like a French fry.
Kind of. It's a veggie crisp. I don't know what it's made of.
Where do you buy the thing that's no salt?
Albertsons.
Oh,
Oh, that's right.
They didn't have it. They didn't have anything like it. Here they come.
good.
They didn't have anything like it, and I talked to the one of the manageresses.
Mhm.
You know, there's two sisters there
Hmm.
that are sort of they're managers,
So good.
and no,
Can't eat with my mask
you can't
on.
eat with your mask on. And
Hey, when they come in, go like this.
it took them.
Hey.
It's been at least a year.
Walk this way.
Hi. Hi.
Hey, ready for the big show?
Yeah, come on. Come have some refreshment.
Bring the refreshments in. We can't eat with our masks on though.
So, this is Alan's homemade tea. These are very clean, so don't worry. And same thing with these things. And Alan's.
It's very good, isn't it?
Latest technique, which is
Mm.
an Asian fusion that Alan's talking about.
Oh, this is a good one.
So what else is on?
Yeah.
That wasn't a lot.
It goes like that.
Washington,
Like an action.
So those are Alan's, of course, when we talk.
So what else have you given up beside butter?
Well, that really does affect a lot of things though, because like, I don't eat almonds, well, most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't eat almonds.
I know what you mean, though, it says it's in a lot of stuff, huh?
I don't eat his brownies. And, but he's really changed a lot of how he bakes and cooks to accommodate.
Yeah, that's good, but what about like if you wanted to have like a piece of toast
I have a piece of toast.
with nothing on it, or
I have,
butter, a little bit
I
of
have,
I got some of
I
the.
can't believe it's not butter.
plant-based butter?
Yeah, that it's the. You got to be shitting me. This is butter.
It's what about the the one that's called Smart Balance?
I think it's more expensive, but
is.
it looks like the numbers are about the same. I compared a bunch of them and I went, you know what? Go with the original.
You're using, I can't believe it's not butter?
Yeah.
And it doesn't taste like butter.
No, but it doesn't taste like shit either. I mean,
Well, that's good.
Those are the choices.
yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
So my friend Mike Newman made the comparison of the options for the election
Yeah.
as the choice between cottage cheese and bloody stool. I know you wanted ice cream. There's no ice cream, but you're going to eat one or the other. The next 4 years will happen. What's it gonna be?
Oh my God.
Fortunately, everyone is going out for cottage cheese.
People are. That's the best option.
I just heard Fauci was looking for a job there.
Oh, Trump said after the election he's gonna
He's
fire.
gonna fire.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Fauci's what, 75, 76 years old?
79.
79 years
Yeah,
old.
He's old.
He doesn't need a job.
No, he doesn't.
No,
It
but he loves it.
But he likes what he does.
Everyone's still going to pay attention to every word he says, regardless of whether or not he has a sinecure,
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and Bluto's going to be in custody, so
And I mean, he's on top of his game still. He is,
He's sharp as heck.
you know, yeah.
He's sharp as heck. Well, even if he loses, which hopefully he will be president for 2 months still, so he probably will fire. I mean,
Probably.
honestly.
well, yeah, he's going to go on a rampage. Are you kidding me?
Did you see the story of the bus, the Biden bus?
Yeah,
I did.
I just heard about it.
And he's telling people
That
that
was
didn't
horrible
get
move.
See, this guy
Yeah, he's calling them
inciting
patriots.
the trouble.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Patriots.
Patriots, yeah.
Reckless.
So
They're just so messed up.
I didn't hear about that. No.
Biden wasn't on the bus, but he had staffers on their official bus, and they were heading to the city center, and a group of Trump the bus, and
Yep.
Yeah.
I think they made him feel real uncomfortable because they canceled something, didn't they?
they called a police escort to be involved, so they had a police escort in.
That would have freaked me out. Terrible.
Yeah.
Well, there's some groups that are gonna do some stuff. There's gonna be some violence in the next month or two.
And now they're putting an unscalable wall around, did you see that?
Shops in the area,
Yep.
boarded up there.
It's gonna be ugly for a while.
Boarded there.
I'm afraid you're right.
How does this happen?
I said, you know, honestly, we were talking about that, I mean, we both, went through several presidents already, and we have never,
I've never seen anything like it.
when I was a kid, like 10, we always had Republican friends and Democratic friends, it was never this feeling of hate like that, and, intolerance of what others think or feel, or, but this president, like so many people have said, it's like, he's just not fit.
Yeah.
He's not fit.
He brings out the best in people.
You know, I thought Nick
Didn't he?
Nixon was bad.
He
And
said,
he
yeah,
was.
yeah.
He was good compared.
No, this wasn't my favorite.
Trump was just being out in front, doing everything he said, but he's.
Out
Right out
front,
there.
yeah. He actually said too, he said, oh, can you imagine if I lose to this guy?
Yeah.
He's so
It's like you can't believe. Yeah, so what does it say about you?
Yeah.
It's starting to dawn. Yeah, it's so close. He's so close to getting it. Yeah, he's a loser.
He needs a few more years, though, a few more experience.
Oh.
What I can understand is the day before election, people haven't quite made up their mind yet. They're just going to
Yeah, cottage cheese or bloody stool. I don't know. I kind of like them both.
We saw a video the other day too where this, a journalist went in and he was in a rally, a Trump rally, and he was
Right after it,
He
yeah.
was asking the people why they liked the president.
And they don't have it.
They don't know.
They say, well, it's not a joke, but Hunter Biden's computer. And he tries to get a little bit more, and stuff like that.
They don't know.
They say, and stuff like that.
They had nothing specific
stuff
to
like that.
say, right.
It's because he was fun.
Yeah, because he really can.
But every other word, every answer was, and stuff like that. And the guy was egging them on, the interviewer, he's egging them on, and they dug a big hole and they kept falling in it.
Yeah.
They didn't realize it, and stuff like that.
No, they're not smart enough to realize they started their own point, they just negated everything that they negated their own point of view. But they don't get it, they just don't. Well, how it happens is you keep the population uneducated. How it happens.
That's exactly right.
Mhm.
Exactly right.
And which,
I know.
Captured. Look at that. And same thing, this, you talk to a Trump rally participant and they know about it, they know of it, and they know it's, anti-child trafficking, but if you confront them with the reality of what it's saying about that trafficking,
I know.
save the children.
Well, then if you just share with them who this guy is, just a photo of him tells you everything you need to know. I mean, this is a total shut-in, This guy has never had a successful relationship with another human being in his life. Has written off the entire species. And people follow him.
Well, the other night I was thinking, I know there's this heat, that little nut. And I thought, this may sound really obvious, but I really believe this is what it is. Because there are still some people that seem sort of fairly intelligent that like him, or people that that seem sort of fairly nice. Like, what the hell?
cognitive dissonance.
Perfect timing.
Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just-
But I think under that is a very strong victim mentality, a
Oh, yeah.
victim pattern that is so much in their DNA, they don't know it. But when they see it with somebody else, which is what he does all the time for me, then they feel really good about themselves. And they don't want to know what's going on politically. They don't want to know what's happening with policies, just like he doesn't.
They just know how much they suffered as a poor white man.
Exactly.
That's what they know.
That's right.
The horrendous suffering that they've
Well,
endured.
I don't understand the people like in West Virginia, where they have the coal mines, and that's their big deal, the coal mines that shut down. Trump came in, promised them he's gonna resurrect that business. Now, who wants to resurrect the coal mine when you die when you're 49 years old with black lung?
I know.
But they think that's a good deal, but it never happened anyway, so 4 years later, nothing opens up.
Yeah.
And his comment in a recent rally saying, ladies, we're going to get your husbands back.
Back to
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good news, isn't it?
Then they interviewed a couple of people, remember the 4 people in the stands? Remember the guy with the bull, he said, I'm voting him because he's pro-life.
Hey, pro-life, yeah.
I haven't even heard Donald Trump talk about pro-life, have you?
No.
No, but he's Republican and they're,
He's used it as a wedge.
You're right.
Wedging
right,
thing.
but
Because there are a lot of people that, I mean, literally, the whole world can pretty much be going to hell, and pro-life, pro-choice, that's what they're doing here.
that's what we put this man
Really
thinking
religious
about anything
pro-life,
else.
they will, there could be a nuclear war coming to wipe out half the planet, but by God, if they stop a couple abortions, it'll be worth it.
I would understand it when the Republican Party is big on that, but Nixon was the president when that went through in 1973.
Yep,
But they seem to omit that part of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
They
Nixon
have
also-
that all messed up anyway, they don't have the whole facts about that correct, ridiculous.
So I had to have the conversation with my child, my 12-year-old, and she's 13 now, but she asked, like, well, are you voting Democrat? Aren't you pro-life? And she didn't know what she, like,
Yeah.
grandma
Yeah.
says she's voting only pro-life, but if you don't, that means that you're bad, so we had to go into, like, that's what that means.
Yeah, oh
I can
boy.
be against it and still be,
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah.
it's too young for that. I wasn't ready for that.
Let me put that in the book. Gotta do that.
Well, and it's like guns are the same way. I mean, there's people that, there's these couple of issues that this country has.
Abortion and guns.
Those are the two.
They have on Facebook, yeah, can you tilt these a little bit?
Oh, thank you.
Well,
There you go.
It's not that one.
I have this one too.
When they cranked out the Constitution, they had the muzzle loaders.
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't have the AR-15, they could shoot.
You got it.
Look, a machine gun. Who needs a machine gun?
Yeah, well, no, and you know, they're not good for home defense too. If somebody breaks into my house and I use an AR, you guys better duck in your house.
Well,
Two
I
houses
told the
over.
guy
You
next door, he
know?
said, if I started shooting at 45 and killed people down the block.
Okay.
Go right through every one of these houses.
Yeah.
Like
So it's
halfway
really
away.
quite,
Home defense,
Sorry.
yeah.
What are you gonna sing for us?
Well, we're gonna get started here in about 4 minutes.
Okay.
We're waiting for the. We're gonna have we've already got looks like about a half a dozen people tuned in on the webcast
Oh,
and posting greetings and they're all expecting it to start at 3. So that's the plan.
6 cents.
Good break.
Thank you. Well, it's a lot more elaborate than I would usually take out for a gig. I usually wouldn't even take the board. But because I'm webcasting, I have to have some way to mix and then ship it to the internet. And so
makes you look kind of big time.
it does. It does. Whoa. That's a lot of gear there. But it's scary, you know, when you go into like a small cafe gig and you bring in all this, like, oh, wait, you're not going to turn it up loud, are you? People are going to hear it. And that's going to interfere with their deep conversations about literature and poetry and so forth.
Trump's rally, they were playing it, so Fortunate Son.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that fits in with the theme, but he's a fortunate son.
Yeah.
And
Thanks a lot.
and John Fogerty was
He wanted to cease and desist.
he wanted him to stop doing it, but on the other side, it was pretty apt.
Funny.
The guy doesn't even know what he's listening
He
to.
didn't get it.
Yeah. Again, he's so close, so close to getting it.
Poor guy.
All right.
Anybody like to get some more snacks or sandwiches before?
The camera's on this side, so you can move around the room as you like. You're not going to interfere with
we don't
anything.
want anybody to stand up.
Oh, well, I'll just turn this around real quick. Okay, it's starting to look like it's almost 3 o'clock. Oh, it's 3 o'clock straight up. Okay, it's time to party. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. So today's my 67th birthday. I'm 2/3 of the way home. And I've been, the first half of this last year, I was crippled up. You know, I had shoulder surgery. I rehabbed that until January. And then I had the hand surgery and rehabbed that until April. So I've really only been playing for about 6 months. And these are just the songs I've been playing. I haven't been writing much. I wrote a bunch of songs over the last couple of years. I just haven't written much over the last year, in part because I've been crippled up and because songwriting is 99% research and 1% putting pen to paper. So this has been a research year. And some of that research has been paying attention to other songwriters. And we lost a great one last week, Jerry Jeff Walker. You guys know Jerry Jeff Walker. I'm not going to do a bunch of Jerry Jeff Walker songs, so you probably heard them all on the radio here the last week or so since he passed. But I do play a lot of the songwriters he helped make famous by recording their songs and making hits with them. Most notably, Guy Clark, who wrote L.A. Freeway, which was his breakout hit. And, you know, that was a song about giving it up. He went out to L.A. to make a star of himself, and it didn't happen, so this is a song, L.A. Freeway was about going back to Texas and giving up on the music business. And he wrote this song he wrote L.A. Freeway about that, and Jerry Jeff Walker recorded it and had a big hit and made Guy Clark a songwriter again. And this is a song he wrote about the things that are important to him, and it's just been a real comfort to me in the last 6 months or so. Everybody, can you hear that all right out there? I got a new red shirt, suits me just fine. Like the way it feels, I'm gonna wear it all the time. Got an old guitar, it never stays in tune. I like the way it sounds in a dark and empty room. I got some new slippers that fit me just right. I can work all day and I can dance all night. Got an old used car and it runs just like a top. I got a feeling it ain't never gonna stop. Stuff that works, stuff that holds up, kind of stuff you don't hang on the wall. Stuff you feel, stuff that's real, kind of stuff you reach for when you fall. I got a pretty good friend, he's seen me at my worst. He can't tell if I'm a blessing or if I'm a curse, but he's always there when the chips are down. And that's the kind of stuff I like to have around. Stuff that works, stuff that holds up, the kind of stuff you don't hang on the wall. Stuff that's real, stuff you feel, the kind of stuff you reach for when you fall. The woman I love, she's crazy, she paints like God. She's got a playground sense of justice, she don't take odds. Got her name tattooed right through my very soul. I think everything she touches turns to gold. Stuff that works, stuff that holds up, the kind of stuff you don't hang on the wall. Stuff you feel, stuff that's real, the kind of stuff you reach for when you fall. The kind of stuff you reach for when you fall. Getting all kinds of good feedback on the sound quality out there in the webland. So Guy wrote that song with Rodney Crowell, who is his godson. And I'm not sure if that's true or not, but he's known him since he was a little boy and had a lot to do with him becoming successful in the music business. And so he owes a certain amount to Jerry Jeff Walker as well. And Rodney wrote this song, was the Americana Song of the Year in 2017. And it's a conversation between him and Guy. Rodney was crying and Guy was dying, and they end up both lying to each other. And it's just the sweetest love song between two old men. Rodney's getting up there. We lost another one last week too, Billy Joe Shaver, who gave Rodney the first line of this song. So. like I'm sitting at a bus stop, waiting on a train. Exactly how I got here, it's kind of hard to explain. My heart's in the right place, what's left of it, I guess. It ain't my heart, that's the problem. It's my mind that's a total mess. So these are rickety old legs and these watery eyes. It's hard to believe I could pass for anybody's prize, but I'll tell you what I know about the gifts God gave. You can't take them with you when you go to the grave. It ain't over yet. As someone who ought to know, not so very long ago, you were both run out to dry. It ain't over yet. And you can take my word. Don't care what you think you heard. We're still learning how to fly. It ain't over yet. For guys like me, born to the chase, it takes a certain kind of woman to help you put it all in place. And it only happened once in my life. Man, you should have seen her hair 2 shades of foxtail red, her eyes some far out sea blue green, and I got caught up making a name for myself. You know what that's about. One day your ship comes rolling in, the next day it just rolls back out, and you can't take for granted none of that shit. The higher up you fly, boys, the harder it is when you're gonna get hit. It ain't over yet. It's what I think about that. You can get up off the mat, or you can stay there till you die. It ain't over yet. Here's the truth, my friend, you can't just pack it in. And we both know why. It ain't over yet. Many boys try to get there first, think that second chances are some kind of curse. I've known you forever and ever, it's true. It came to you easy, you wouldn't be you. Make me laugh, make me cry, make me forget myself. Down on my luck, kept me up for days. You were there with the right words to help me get out of the maze, and I've almost convinced myself I was hipper than now. You came back with a warning shot, fired sweet and low across the bow, and you don't walk on water, and your sarcasm stings. The way you move through this old world sure makes the case for angel wings, and I was halfway to the bottom when you threw me that line. I'll quote you now verbatim, get your head out of your own behind. It ain't over yet. What you wanna bet? One more cigarette ain't gonna send you to the grave. It ain't over yet. She's in your new girlfriend, thinks you're the living end. Sparkle in her eyes, it ain't over yet. Why does he keep playing that? Well, it's not over yet. Hi, everybody. I'm not going to type any more texts right now, so I'm just going to say hi, everybody out there in Webland. All right, so So you probably guessed I sing Western music. There's a difference between that and country music. It used to be country and Western were together, and they got a divorce in the mid 70s. Country got Nashville and lives in a hotel ballroom and hands out awards for record sales. Western moved to Austin and started a bunch of outlaw shit, and has since moved all the way out here. And country and Western used to be 3 chords and the truth. Country got the 3 chords. When I first started playing, when I decided to go out on the road, I was about 21 years old, 1974. And I met a guy named Michael Murphy, who was Michael Martin Murphy now, who had a big hit with a song called Wildfire. And he had played in Jerry Jeff Walker's band. And I met him and I asked him, what, as an aspiring singer-songwriter, do you have any advice for me? He says, move to Austin, Texas. So I did, and I got a lot of good advice from people in Austin, Texas. The first was get out of Austin, Texas. You got no business here. We got way too many singer-songwriters here. So I went to El Paso because I really liked that song by Marty Robbins. And I thought, there's got to be a bar there called the Rose's Cantina. And surely they need a singer-songwriter, and I'll go there and I'll have a big hit and become famous. And that's the plan. And there was a place in El Paso called Rose's Cantina. It was a little bodega down right along the border. And they didn't need a singer-songwriter, or at least not a singer-songwriter who couldn't sing or songwrite in Spanish. So I was busking in the park, and this kid came along and said, you ought to come to Silver City, New Mexico. There's a cafe opening there. They need a songwriter, or they need a singer there that nobody's ever heard before. I went there and got the gig and met and fell in love with a Mexican girl. But there was a bar up the road, up the hill. She was too young to go there. I used to play up there on weekends. It was a place called the Buckhorn. And it was just a little rowdy place. I came back through when, the story continues. The cafe closed. Me and the Mexican girl broke up. I went to become a new kid in some other town. But I kept going back to Silver. I went back a few years later, and I went up to Pinos Altos where the bar was and played there. And I was recognized by the bartender and bought me a meal, and I played a few songs. I went back a few years later. And at that point, only the bartender recognized me. I still played. I thought, I ought to write a song about that place. Tom Russell wrote it instead. Different place, same story. And he's a guy who wrote Jerry Jeff Walker's hit about the Navajo rug. So there is a thread running through this where Jerry Jeff Walker touches each and every one of these songs. It seems like. Anyway. So anyway, this is the song Tom Russell wrote. I took a detour on a California run, searching for a joint I'd played in 1981. Up a rugged canyon, there's a roadhouse with a bar. I played 2 sets a night on my old Epiphone guitar. The owner, she smiled and said, it's been a long, long time. How you doing, cowboy? I said, I'm doing fine. I saw the special on your chalkboard sign. Same old T-bone steak and a glass of Spanish wine. Well, she laughed and said, no, not much is new. Sit on down, I'll have a glass with you. This old canyon's been tore up by wildfires now. We cater to a mostly older, mostly sober crowd. The music sure ain't like what it used to be. You could tear our hearts out with any song in the key of G. Set on down, that T-bone steak's on me. Anything you need from Irene's is diary. I looked into her eyes, I saw myself reflected as a much younger man. Just a honky-tonk troubadour, honky-tonking his way across a honky-tonk land. I hummed the chorus to Scotch and Soda. That was my old set closing song. She said, to hell with the past, kid. Hope you brought your guitar along. T-bone steak and a glass of Spanish wine. The daily special served from 5 till 9. Rectum stone in that old chalkboard sign. I sang good night, Irene, at closing time. The crowd was drunk and they always sang along. I took requests for them old cowboy songs till last call and the barman rang his gong. Said good night, Irene, folks means move along. So I sang a verse of, ain't it funny how time slips away. She said, cowboy, you just took me back to 1,000 yesterdays. T-bone steak and a glass of Spanish wine. The daily special served from 5 till 9. Etched in stone on that old chalkboard sign. I sang good night, Irene, closing time. Drained my glass and headed for the door. She said, so long, you tie-dyed troubadour. I said, I'll be back round here down the line. There's some T-bone steak and a glass of Spanish wine. Baby, do I feel I owe me oh mine. Ain't it funny how time just slips away. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. Good night. I just love that song. So Tom Russell, check him out. YouTube him. He's a great, one of the great Texas songwriters that Jerry Jeff Walker made a living for. Made it possible for him to have a living, I guess. This is a song by Daryl Scott, who all my Chico folks are gonna go yay, yay, because Daryl Scott kind of came to Chico about every year and played a show, and there's a song he did called "A Great Day to Be Alive" that's kind of his big hit, and that was kind of the theme song of one of the radio shows on the listener-supported radio station, the commie station in Chico. And but I really like, and this is another guy who toured with Jerry Jeff and got one of his songs recorded by Jerry Jeff. And so this is a song, you were talking about coal mining earlier. This is a song about coal mining country. of Eastern Kentucky. It's the place where I trace my bloodline. And it's there I read on a hillside gravestone, you will never leave Harlan alone. Well, my granddad's dead, walked down Catherine's Mountain, and he asked Tilly Helton to be his bride. Said, won't you walk with me out the mouth of this holler? Oh, we'll never leave Harlan alive. Where the sun comes up about 10 in the morning and the sun goes down about 3 in the day, and just fill your cup with whatever bitter brew you're drinking, and you feel your life just thinking of how to get away. No one ever knew it was cold in them mountains till a man from the northeast arrived, waving $100 bills. He said, I'll pay you for your minerals. But he never left Harlan alive. Granny sold out cheap. They moved out west of Pineville to a farm where Big Richland River winds. I bet they danced themselves a jig, laughed and sang themselves a new song. Who said we never leave Harlan alive? But the times got hard, tobacco wasn't selling. Old Granddad knew what he'd do to survive. He went and dug for Harlan coal, sent the money back to Granny. He never left Harlan alive. Where the sun comes up about 10 in the morning and the sun goes down about 3 every day, and you fill your cup with whatever bitter brew you're drinking, and you spend your life just thinking of how to get away. In the deep dark hills of Eastern Kentucky, that's the place where I trace my bloodline. It's there I read on a hillside gravestone, you will never leave Harlan alive. Sad story.
Sad one.
This one's even sadder.
Oh.
Well, you know, these country traditions, these come back from England and Ireland and Scotland, where all these old folk songs got redone over here. And they have a tradition of a murder ballad. And this is kind of a premeditated, attempted murder ballad. This is by James McMurtry. His dad, Larry McMurtry, wrote Western novels, so he comes by it honestly. He writes Western songs. This is the most recent one I've learned, so I've got the words handy here just in case. off down the highway, the glittering lights, like windshield glass on my shoulder tonight. As the diesels come grinding up from the plains, all bunched up like pearls on a string. And I guess time don't mean nothing, nothing at all. Out on the horizon, broken stars fall. Old broken stars, they fall down on the land and get mixed up with the lights of Cheyenne. Well, I've been up all night, and now I'm flat on my back. Been working the counter to take up the slack, 'cause the money tree's late and the whiskey stream's low. You ain't worked a week since July. You say the gravel pit's hiring after the first, but you ain't got the nature for that kind of work. You might could get hired on, but you won't make a hand, and I'll still be here looking at the lights of Cheyenne. Where you stand in the sky with your feet on the ground, never suspecting a thing. If that sky should move, you might never be found, might never be heard from again. We go on good behavior when our youngest comes home. She drives up from Boulder, but she doesn't stay long. And that oldest still fights me like she was 18. She dropped in for a six-pack a while ago, and she's got a cowboy problem, and this last one's a sight. All dressed up like Gunsmoke for Saturday night, and they were off to the bars for lack of a plan. They're chasing the stars to the lights of Cheyenne. And you've kept all that meanness inside you so long. You'd fight with a fence post if it looked at you wrong. Well, a fence won't fight back, and it won't call the law. I look at you right, or I don't look at all. Now take a crumpled up soft pack, give it a shake. Out by the dumpster, cigarette break. One eye all swelled up from the back of your hand, the other eye fixed on the lights of Cheyenne. You stand in the sky, feet on the ground, never suspecting a thing. But if that sky should move, you might never be found, might never be heard from again. Now there's antelope grazing in range of my gun. Come opening weekend, you won't see one. They'll vanish like ghosts, 'cause somehow they know. Now they're up to the fence in the early dawn, and it's warming up nicely for this time of year. Creeks are still frozen, but the roads are still clear. And I ain't got it in me to make one more stand. And I never cared much for the lights of Cheyenne. It's done. You can. It's over. Well, let's see. Now, what have I got next? Okay. This is a song I heard on the radio. You don't hear many good songs on the radio, but we've got great radio here in Eugene. We got 4 listener-supported stations where they play songs people want to hear. And this got no connection to Jerry Jeff Walker that I'm aware of, but it's definitely Western music. And this is a song. What key is it in? G, I guess. Song by Jason Isbell on the 400 unit. It's racing up the charts right now. Looks like we're moving out again, moving out and moving in. Gonna tell all my friends, but they won't care. They'll just find another face to fall behind and take my place, to run way out past second base and just stand there. Dreamsicle on a summer night in a folded lawn chair. Witches ring around the moon, better get home soon. From poison oak to poison ivy, dirty jokes that went right by me. Mama curling up beside me, crying to herself, why can't Daddy just come home? He's feeling wrong, he's in a hotel all along, and we need help. Dreamsicle on a summer night in a folded lawn chair. Still packing up my room, gotta get home soon. New sneakers on a high school court, and you swore you'd be there. Dreaming my heart's breaking through the springtime, breaking in June. Broken glass and broken vows, I'll be 18 4 years from now, with different friends in a different town, and I'll finally be free. I'll call you both some holiday, tell you why I moved away, and tell you everything's gonna be okay, you can come see me. Dreamsicle on a summer night in a folding lawn chair. Daddy's howling at the moon, better get home soon. Heat lightning in an evening sky, and my mama's red hair. Hearts breaking through the springtime, breaking in June. Hearts breaking through the springtime, breaking in June. heart's breaking through the springtime, breaking in June, breaking in June. Doesn't that take you back?
Yeah.
Seen all kinds of great notes from folks, and just appreciating this, all your comments. And there's more to come. So, another song I heard on the radio. It's not a song. Make sure I'm in tune here. Oh, that's right. That's right. All right. I've been playing Jackson Browne songs just about as long as Jackson Browne has been playing Jackson Browne songs. And you don't think of him as a Western musician, but you know, he started out with the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. And big shout out to Bruce, by the way, who's watching. He was one of the founding members. And he rushed this into release after he was diagnosed with COVID, because he thought that the lyrics had a timely resonance, and they sure did. So I learned the song, and the only thing about doing a Jackson Browne song is that there's almost no way to sing a Jackson Browne song without sounding like you're doing a Jackson Browne impression. And the way I've fixed that is I'm either doing it as a Bobby Weir impression, or I'm doing it as Bradley Cooper trying to do a Sam Elliott impression. So you're going to hear all of them in this song. It's a chorus. Came for inspiration, came looking for some grace, saw my own reflection in every passing face of everyone who'd gathered on that distant shore, searching the horizon, not knowing what exactly for. Searching the horizon for what I cannot see, when all I ever needed has been there all along inside me. I wanna see enough to find the light, I wanna see to find my way, but whether anything will be alright, just a little soon to say. Didn't find much wisdom, time was on my side, too little information, too much time to decide. Took a couple wrong turns, you know it only takes you one to send you down a lifetime wondering what your life had done. Searching for a lifetime for who you wanna see, when all you ever needed has been there all along inside of you and me. I wanna see you finding out your light, I wanna see you find your way beyond the sea, beyond the sirens and the broken night, beyond the secrets of our day, After all we've had to live with, I wanna know that you're okay. Whether anything will be alright, just a little soon to say. Came for inspiration, came looking for the truth. Join the celebration at the passing of my youth. We're here but for a moment, ain't none of us can see beyond that blue horizon what kind of world this world could be. Searching the horizon for who we want to see, when all we ever needed has been there all along inside of you and me. I want to see us holding out our light, I want to see us find our way beyond the sirens in the broken night, beyond the silence of our day. After all we've had to live with, I wanna know that we're okay. Whether anything will be alright, just a little soon to say. Wow, I'm getting down to the short strokes here. What time we got? Oh, we got plenty of time. I got a couple more songs I'm going to do, originals. This is a song, I hope she's watching. This is a song about Sheridan Collins. Not about her, she's the model. I came up with these changes. I thought, well, it's a Jimmy Rogers song, so it's going to have to be about cowboys or trains. So I tried to write a cowboy song, and I don't know shit about cowboying. Really, not very much, but about what you see in the movies. But Sheridan actually works on a ranch down in New Mexico and knows a lot about it. And I was stealing details from posts, and I thought, no, this is really her song. She's a 21st century cowgirl, but not in that rodeo way. For $1.50 a day, her meals and hay, she'll ride all day and she'll sleep where she may. Her steed is a trusty four-wheeler, her Airstream's her bunkhouse today. Her GPS tells her she's home on the range where the deer and the antelope play. The 38 special that rides on her hip, it's no good for moose or for bear. But the rounders all know it ain't there for show, and none of them dare to find out why it's there. Such men as she needs are like hired hands. She works them hard and sends them on their way. She's a 21st century cowgirl. Old elk bugles, an elk harem sings, the Milky Way shimmers. She lives for these things. She'd rather sleep with coyotes and snakes than some wealthy fine gentleman, and all that he takes home to her. Her life, it's her own, so don't you judge it. You're in no position to say it isn't that strange to ride on the range. She works hard all day and she draws equal pay. She's a 21st century cowgirl, her own 19th century way. She fixes her eyes on beyond the horizon, and the skies are not cloudy all day. She's a 21st century cowgirl. Where the deer and the antelope play. I just love that song. That's going to be a hit someday. I need to find some cowgirl to sing it in the first person, and then I can start clipping the coupons, collecting those royalty checks. Big money. That's what they're talking about. Big money in show business. Except for that last song, most of the songs I've been singing tonight had kind of a common thread. They're all about people who entertained giving up. And if there's a moral imperative to be gained from this, it's don't. Did a song about stuff to a song about stuff. Hold the whiskey, hold the beer, take that jug of red wine, get it on out of here. Unless you're talking about love, I've had enough. And you can keep your cocaine, oh, your pills. I don't need no medicine to pay my bill, to cure my ills, or pay your bill. Unless you're talking about love, I've had enough. Can't tempt me with riches sufficient to the day. Evil world. The more you scratch it, the more it itches. The only cure is pure love. take your silver and all your gold. There ain't nothing of lasting value to be found in this wicked world, so I'm told. Unless you're talking about love, I've had enough. Don't need material stuff. Unless you're talking about love, I've had enough. That's it, baby.
Very good.
And so we come to the end of a perfect hour. I'm all out of songs, I think, for the most part.
That was great. That was good.
Any requests out there?
Happy birthday.
Ellen hates that song.
No. We're not going to do that. We're not going to be singing any happy birthday song. That's not happening here. All right. Well, thanks. Thanks for coming. And see you next year.
You're welcome.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.